Stephen Shivington, Punchbag of the Year 2016. I did a couple of short videos calling him out for his racism. Listen, in this series, I'm checking back on all the hits and the highlights of my channel through the years. And admittedly, Steve Shives is a popular figure. It would be rude to ignore him. I did check him out, but I'm not going to waste my time or your time with what I found there. I mean, look at this. 50% of it's Star Trek, and the other 50% is just politics that we all know I'm going to disagree with. Here's a video, for example, where he thinks parents are perfect, discussing that trans debate that we were talking about a couple of weeks ago.
Laws like this are not about child safety. They're not about protecting children from, I guess, predatory doctors or predatory parents who want to force kids who aren't trans into undergoing some kind of medical transition, whatever crackpot idea that these right-wingers have that they think they're, or that they claim they're protecting poor innocent children from. And keep in mind, this case, this challenge to the Tennessee law was brought by parents of trans children. This is not like some outside group agitating and trying to impose some unwanted trans agenda on the people of Tennessee. This is parents of trans kids who are saying this law is unfair because it prohibits our children from accessing medical care.
And here's one where he twists himself in absolute knots to praise Joe Biden. Not just agree with him, but praise him for pardoning Hunter Biden.
I think the best response that I have read so far to Biden pardoning Hunter was by Josh Marshall. I'm glad he did it. Biden learned the right lesson. No one gives a fuck about norms. It's unquestionably true that Hunter Biden wouldn't be in this position if not for his dad. That's basically the justification Biden gave. And he's right. It may sound angry or cynical to say no one gives a fuck, but I mean it both in a general way and in this particular way.
I mean, genuinely, all he does is read out full articles and then just make absolutely vague hints at things like comparisons to January the 6th, as if Hunter Biden is comparable to January the 6th. And you know what? It's none of my business. It's none of my business, but it is my concern. I do genuinely have stakes in American politics because the outcome does massively affect my country and many other countries. But sadly, all any of us can do is watch. And Steve Shives is not fun to watch. I mean, he's just vaguely hinting at stuff. He's just reading out articles and just throwing out vague hints. Just like I said in Origins. And it would take me hours to do the research to debunk that crap. Like hours, my mental health, he's not worth the toll it would take.
Sparing the younger Biden a possible prison sentence for federal felony gun and tax convictions and reversing his past promises not to use the extraordinary powers of the president after his trial conviction in the gun case and guilty plea on tax charges, and less than 2 months before President-elect Donald Trump is sentencing. Biden said, "I believe in the justice system, but as I have wrestled with this, I also believe raw politics has infected this process, instigated them to attack me and oppose my election," Biden said in his statement. No reasonable person who looks at the facts of Hunter's cases can reach any other conclusion than Hunter was singled out only because he is my son. I hope Americans will understand why a father and a president, his son Hunter Biden. President-elect Donald Trump's communications director, Stephen Chung, reacted to the announcement without naming the president or his son. The failed witch hunts against President Trump have proven that that system of justice must be fixed and due process must be restored for all Americans, which is exactly what President Trump will do as he returns. when Stephen Chung says there that the justice system needs to be fixed and due process needs to be restored, that just means that they need to fix it so that they get away with their crimes, but Democrats don't get away with theirs.
I mean, a couple of weeks ago, we had the Ken Cougar video, and it was a heavy subject, but at least the guy's got a really funny name, and he says some really dumb crap, you know? I made it at least a little bit funny, and I am sorry that it was so heavy. To those of you who didn't watch it, I don't blame anyone for not watching that, and thank you to those of you who did. It got copyrighted immediately, so... But with Steve Shives, there's just no humour there whatsoever. Like, I can't do anything with these videos. So I'm not even going to waste your time or my time. I'm just going to leave him alone. Like, fine, think what you want, do what you want in your own little echo chamber. It's just weird, man. So instead of wasting any more time on Steve Shives, I'd just like to spend a little extra time to thank those of you who have been watching these videos, and any of my videos really. I just want to say a big thank you for your support, and take a little bit longer than I normally would to express how much, like, I've got other channels on YouTube. I've got channels that have done slightly better than this one. None of them are successful. None of them have 1,000 subscribers, so I don't meet the benchmark to make money, or any of that stuff. But of all the channels that I've got, of all the successes and the failures that I've had, I've never had a community like this one on any other channel. You guys, like the comments section, it's only a small community of people, and sometimes we disagree, and I'm sorry if sometimes I get frustrated. That can happen, but genuinely, like, it's such a cool group of people. You guys make me laugh a lot, and you've got some funny things to say, you've got some interesting insights. Even when we disagree, we tend to do it civilly, and I couldn't ask for a better bunch of people. So please keep that kind of behaviour up. We don't want any insulting type people around there if we can help it. I will delete those kind of comments. But yeah, apart from that, I just wanted to say a massive thank you. Yeah, this week's video is really short because Steve doesn't deserve our attention. And what is it next week? Oh, vegans. And there I was talking about my mental health, not being able to take Steve Shives, and I've got freaking vegans.